This episode is brought to you by Super Supow. God, I haven't had this stuff in probably like 10 years? Okay, well, maybe since like 2010, maybe even longer. And with a little internet digging, I may have found probably the last case of this stuff in existence. There used to be a small store in the mall we used to call the China store. Besides selling cool Chinese-style decorations and furniture, they actually had a pretty decent selection of anime swag. Oh, that's actually where I bought my, where'd he go, Mew Mew plush that I've had up there forever. And my Celty head. Holy shit, oh my god, that's the first anime thing I've ever bought. And my katana. I also got it there too. I forgot about that. That was my first purchase with a credit card. Spending it on the good stuff. It's most likely the place that sold my credit card info. But the old guy that owns the shop actually turned us on to this stuff. So every time we'd go to the mall, we'd go into the store and pretty much buy it all. He was cool. He'd always make sure to have it in stock for us every time we came by, and until unfortunately, sadly, he said he couldn't keep it in stock anymore. It was too hard to get, which makes sense now. But that's when he switched us over to Pocari Sweat to make up for it, which these are essentially the same exact thing as just grapefruit flavored Gatorade. Super Supow is Taiwanese and Pocari's Japanese. So this stuff, it really brings back memories of when I was like first getting into anime. Rip China Republic, you were a real one. Just to give you an idea, it was one of those places that sold throwing stars and glass pipes off in the back. You get a weird mix of people visiting that store, man. Oop, she ain't gonna stay on there. I gotta find something to prop her up. Where you going, chair? So, hey everyone. PS1 Jacuzzi vs Master Chief Xbox Jacuzzi Zenny here with another Hayaku review. I finally did it. I've been saying that I wanted to get someone from the Heavily Armed Highschool Girls series for a while now, because I thought their designs were really sick. Oh, well, I guess I did get Scissor Bay, which is from like the same artist. And it's essentially the same thing as one of these characters. It's a girl with a big weapon. But I wanted one of the Figmas, and hot damn, I finally bucked up, and here she is, baby. So let's cut to the unboxing that I did like a year ago. Almost exactly a year ago. That's when I got her. Finally getting around to this. This is when I came up with the idea of actually saving the free goodies they give you with your orders. I mentioned it in my figure collection show-off series. That's right, baby. Not only do we got the girl, but we got the motorcycle she rides too. Oh, okay, we can do that too. I really don't remember doing that, but I'll leave it in. I like that the bike is sold separately, just in case you don't want it or have the money for it, or just wanted the motorcycle by itself. This is Ichi, the another version. This is the second version of her. We got her the first time in more of a normal school outfit with a bunch of katanas. Now we get her in a more cyberpunk looking outfit with a massive buster sword and a badass motorcycle. I couldn't find a quarter, but heads I unboxed her first, or tails, the motorcycle. Heads, let's go. Oh, cute. Here's some little art designs. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we get the long side bangs on her. No, it's not a sticker, by the way. I love how the Japanese always include their blood type. Hands. Cool. Alright, let's pop open that hog now. More designs. This boy is actually pretty chunky. Yeah, it feels well built. But do the wheels spin? You see these accessories here? I still don't know how to use them. Okay, it took a little shimmying, but we got her on the bike. Ishi's on a secret stealth mission she takes to the night to hunt down her targets. Or at least that's the vibe I get from her all dressed in black like that. I mainly bought her because I thought the hood and raincoat were pretty sweet. Her hood is a separate headpiece, which sometimes doesn't fit together, but what Figma or Nendo even does these days. And look, the coat and tails are on hinges, so you can pose them around and accidentally pop them off. You can also move around the ponytail. This coat thing can pop off too, since it's on a little hinge as well. This is her normal face, and probably the best one in the sense that the other two don't really fit the tone of this Figma at all, really. I expected a girl wielding a sword taller than her would have had some more aggressive looking faceplates to choose from, but I guess those were used for her first Figma. So we get shy and blushy ones instead. Oh, right, Massive Buster Blade, or the BFS. Ooh, look at this little nifty case that it comes in. I like all the little Kojima type iconography all over the sword. And it's all over her coat and bike too. Heavily Armed High School Girl. I guess. I don't know what that means. But check this out. Take it out of its case and I love that. You can have this bad mother on standby, then switch it over to kill mode, which adds more posability and options for style. It could also be stored on the side of her motorcycle, using some kind of combination with these doodad things. I don't know, man. It comes with these little pegs and little mount things, and there's like holes in the bike, but like nothing properly like goes in them really at all. Nothing works. Nothing seems like the correct. It doesn't feel right when like I plug the sword into the side of it or something. It looks like it's supposed to. But this future-looking cleaver is super sexy stylish, man. If we pop off her hood, we get a view of this. I thought it was a factory defect at the time. It's like weird and flat and unpainted, and I don't know, it just kind of weirds me out. It can move too, but the pictures online have it, so it's got to be right. Right? Maybe she's been cyborged, Ghost in the Shell style. You know, maybe she got some chips in her head and modified with this headband thing, which opens up into a HTC Vive headset. Now, I didn't say I didn't like her other two faceplates, because this one with her mouth open is absolutely precious. Damn! Check out those cyber pumps of hers. Okita Soji and her can go stomping around in these tall boys. Be careful though, they can easily get bonked off since they are on a little ball joint. So the two things that really throw me off with this Figma is swapping her head and her skirt out. Because with her head, her scarf isn't being held on by anything, so when ripping off the head, it can run wild. Man, I almost lost this little guy when I took her on vacation with me. I actually have a video of that little adventure, and it's going to be in my next Fig Ultra vlog, when I get around to editing it. When you take off her hood, you get to attach it in the down position, but the hood is on a little hinge for some reason, so it takes a few tries to line it up right. And when you do line it up, it doesn't fit the best around her neck. Expect the scarf and the hood to move around a lot while posing, and potentially come out. Next is swapping out her skirt for sitting down on her mumbercycle I wrote down. So far, this is definitely the worst part swapping experience I've ever had with a Figma. In order for her to sit properly, you gotta rip off both her legs and hope the peg joints stay with her legs. Don't lose those underbritches. Make sure you push on the skirt all the way and align it with the pegs on her body. You gotta give it a little elbow grease. It's also fun repeating those steps to put back on her normal skirt. Pardon the interruption, everybody. This just in, I am hearing that her bike's name is BK91A. That's it. Back to the review. The artist for this line, Neko, just barely sneaks in their fetish for exposed midriff. Yeah, I'd be making that face too if everyone can see my belly button. Well, how's the posability? I'll show you. Let's lift those arms around, but not too much. Her bottom torso can pull out for some extended length, mainly for fitting on the motorcycle. Her feet can't move around that much since they're on those ball joints, but other than that, she has hella flexibility. She can do high kicks, back flips, and ab crunches. One thing that weirds me out is her neck can extend up and down a little bit, so just make sure you got her head shoved down, but not too far. I've never seen a neck mechanism like this. So some important things to note. If you want to buy just the bike for using with your other Figmas or any type of posable figure, buyer beware that it's not for everyone. This machine is pretty husky. Ichi just squeezes on there because her legs are made a little longer to wrap around the frame of the bike. But even then, I had trouble getting both of her hands on the handlebars and getting her to sit flat on the seat without her like popping up off of it. And note that she does have a dress specifically made for sitting. But nonetheless, the bike is pretty sick though. It's got those big Batman tires on it and looks totally menacing. It doesn't have much of a turn radius, but it makes up for it with the spinny wheels. And you know I like it when the wheels spin. Take a look at your Figmas or other homies you want to have ride this hog and make sure they got some longer legs and nothing can get in the way of them sitting down. So what are Zenny's thoughts on her? What's the lowdown? The retcon? The scoop? Well, I guess I was expecting more, to be honest. Well, of course, besides her scooter, she do got that big pizza slicer. It do be cutting. Definitely, her blade is my favorite thing from this purchase, especially because it's all mechanical-like. But that's basically all she comes with. She comes with hands for holding the sword and hands for holding the handlebars on the bike. But good luck differentiating between them. Neither of them actually work for really holding her sword because every hand has a very loose grip. So in short terms, this Figma doesn't really have much personality. Manual span. She is very basic. There's not much you can really do with the blushing face plates without context. I think they would mainly work if you're posing them with other Figmas and making a scene with them or something. It's hard to recommend her by herself without the company of her trusty cybercycle. This is also how bikers eat their sketti. If you want to get Mario, if you want to get to these, why did I write that? If you really want to get this heavily armed high school girl, I would actually recommend going for any of the other girls if you can. They have way more color and personality to them. One good thing about this version of Ichi is the lack of pointy nips. I mentioned this in my Figma collection video, but some Figmas tend to be a little convoluted with articulation or design. It makes it very frustrating just to pose these clunky things around or swap out accessories on them. And this is definitely where one of those times comes up. With all the different points of articulation, like her neck and waist, along with the extendo legs, it makes her feel like nothing is in the right spot. Every time I'd make an adjustment, something else would shift and get unlined on her. Like for some reason, her legs just feel uneven at times. And when I want her to look up, she gets that giraffe neck going on. Her coat is definitely wetter than fresh paint though. And I love the hood, man. It looks so good with the hood up and her riding on her motorcycle swinging that big sword around. My god, I actually found a stand that works. It's like the first time a Figma stand actually plugs into the Figma and holds it up. That's the first for a Zenny Fig review. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with me today. I always appreciate you stopping by and watching my stupid videos. Oh, if you'd like to help me out and make me go big time and reach 500 subbies, please consider giving that big booty a smack and hitting that subscribe button for me if I already haven't reached it by then. If I have reached 500 subscribers, I don't need your sub anymore. I'm gonna stay exactly at 500. Check out my Instagram, it's the main place where I post all my fig pics on. Twitter always has updates on what I'm working on and just dumb stuff in general. And I have a little Discord where you can show off your own figure collection. Oh, also on Discord you can help me decide who to review next, or just take part in one of my dumb polls. Here's a Zenny bet. I bet no one's ever heard of this crazy drink before. Anyways, before my battery dies, much love. You guys are absolutely the best. I will see you all next time. Seriously though, what's up with cats on motorcycles? Look it up. Cats on motorcycles.